All right. Welcome back, guys. To yet another A.M.A Blue Neon Crypto. Joining me today is B from the team of Buddha. So, B, welcome once again. Glad to have
Thank
you here.
you. Thank you very much. I'm happy to be here and thank you for getting this scheduled and
Right.
reaching out to us to come on to the show and do this questions and answers.
Awesome. Awesome. Glad you're here. Glad you are here. Um, yeah, B, I would, ask you to kind of introduce yourself, your team, logic behind the project, the vision and the mission, before getting to the nitty-gritty. Just, start up from there.
Yeah, so you just want me to kind of give a little overview about the mission of
Yes,
Buddha and a
yes,
background of our
yes.
team?
Yes, exactly. Just like an intro,
Yeah,
I guess.
yeah, for sure. I can give a little intro. So a little background about the team first. Um, we're a core team of about five of us total, and we are accepting members from the community to kind of gain deeper access with us five core team members because we don't want it to just sort of feel like there's the five of us doing all of the things, and this is more of a community run, community focused cryptocurrency project and experience. So we want everyone to be involved. So we we launched, a side channel in our Telegram called the Lotus Lounge, where we identify, community members who want to host meditations for us, or community members who want to take another step up to join that room, so that we can all coordinate together and really work as a greater extension of the community itself to propel Buddha forward. We all worked on previous projects in the past together, which is how we all got to know each other very well and got to learn how to work together very well. And what really got us into wanting to launch Buddha in the first place was we were in a different faith-based currency in the past, and just things just kind of started to click for us. Um, Really, we saw. I'm sorry, what was
Yeah.
that?
Can I interrupt you today? You
Yeah.
said you were different, faith-based. I mean, like collectively, the team of the core team that handled Buddha, that created Buddha. You guys were in on that project together in the past.
Yeah. So, two things. The team with Buddha in the past, we um we worked on a different project that we all volunteered on. It was a different meme coin, and that was our first experience kind of working together. And now, kind of recently, as of about 2 or 3 months ago, we were in a different faith coin called Jesus Coin. We were just regular community members, just hanging out with the gang there. And while we were in that Jesus coin community, that faith coin, we sort of just realized, wait a second, this is a meme coin that revolves around a faith. Faiths are all about faith. What do you believe in? And it's a belief in something without proof. That is really the definition of a faith, right? You believe in this thing and you don't need any kind of proof to lead you into believing in it. And when we realize, wait a second, people just obviously believe in their faith because, rather you were born into it or you kind of came to it. We thought that that's such a genius idea for the next step for crypto coins is, we envision a world where the world's religions and the world's faiths kind of transform and evolve and they turn into a currency themselves. So we thought that, hey, Jesus is really smart. They were the first ones to do this. They were the first ones to really figure out and identify, if we start a meme coin called Jesus Coin and revolve it all around Jesus, how many people of that faith of Christianity will find us, appreciate what we're doing, and maybe speculate and hold a little bit of Jesus. And that's exactly the same kind of mindset that we have with, Buddha. Not everybody's into Christianity. Christianity can be, it's got a lot of quirks about it, right? A lot of things that not a lot of people like. And Buddhism is something that we feel like a lot of people can kind of get behind, as you don't really worship a god. There's just a lot of philosophy, a lot of theories and mindsets that you can have, and different ways to approach life with Buddhism. And there's a lot of people on the eastern side of the world who do practice Buddhism and who do meditate and who do have these traditional Buddhist principles. And we thought, hey, we could be that group that creates the Buddha coin for the world, and we can see if we can attract all of these different people from different walks of life into this community who do like to vibe with the ethos of Buddha coin, who do like to vibe with the mindset of non-attachment, having a high level of compassion. So that's kind of the vision behind Buddha Coin, and kind of the ethos and mission behind Buddha Coin is, we're a community that's focused around giving back to our community. We do giveaways every single week, and we're trying to do meditation um, spaces live on Twitter, where we have community members. It's completely ran by the community. Community members join our Twitter space, and they host the meditation, or they host their lessons and teachings on Eastern philosophy revolving around traditional Buddhist principles, and they kind of educate our community. And it really is, to me, the magic behind it all is, in crypto, there's this weird time distortion that happens, right? In crypto, a 1 week will feel like, yeah, a lifetime, right? Time goes so fast and time goes so slow, depending
That
on which
that's
phase
really
of
fast.
crypto that you're in. Yes. And we kind of have this mentality with Buddha that we want it to be a place where you can come in, slow down, get your head straight, get your mind straight, meditate, relax, and join this community to just hang out and build new bonds and build new friendships.
That's good. That's very good. That's awesome.
Thank you.
Thank you for that. Very detailed intro. Okay, so let's move forward. You've already kind of actually covered my second question, because I was going to ask about, you know, what was the concept, behind, you creating, or you and your team basically creating, Buddha. So now
Yeah.
let's move into, yeah. Is there something you want to add in regards to that? Because
Oh
I
no.
think you really did answer that.
Yeah, I feel like I kind of, sometimes when I talk, I ramble a little bit. So I feel like I
We
kind
need
of
that.
cover that a little bit.
Yeah, I feel like we do need ramblings. Sometimes, they really, help us understand, a little more, a little
Yeah.
better, I would say. Yeah, okay. So yeah, that's good. That's good. That's good. Okay, so my next question, just a little bit into the tokenomics. Yeah, a little bit into the tokenomics. But first, before
Yeah,
you
I
do
can.
answer that, I would like
No, I'm sorry, you want to say?
yeah, sorry, I got cut off. I said before you do answer that, I would like you to uh, when was the launch, by the way? When did you guys launch?
Yeah, so we launched the coin, I believe it was December 26th, I believe, on that Tuesday, December 26th. So it was about 2.5 weeks ago, almost 3 weeks ago, right? So that's when we launched the token. Whenever Tuesday comes around, coming up here soon after this weekend, we'll officially be 3 weeks old. Woohoo! 3-week-old birthday. And you wanted me to talk about the tokenomics a little bit, right?
Yeah, yeah, I would like you to talk about. But by the way, that's impressive. That's impressive. 3 weeks. and you guys have I have been in the chat. I would say I've been in the chat. I know the kind of convos that that happen there. Normally, a 3 week old token, generally, especially when they're not, or they're not like dropping big talk, trying to tell us that they'll create a blockchain that you can kind of transfer from your mind. The 3 weeks old, you can't actually see that much maturity in the chat, I would say. So that's good. When I say maturity, I don't know if that makes sense or that resonates with anyone. But
Yeah.
recently, I find that if it's not some random person spamming the chat with buy now, buy now, buy now, it's like is it something other, just trying to kind of rush as if the whole crypto world is burning down that day. So it's good to see that you guys have kind of have kind of like a reasoning together that this is a slow ride. This is a ride that's here to stay. And even the slow ride is not really that slow, because you guys are sitting at the last I checked was 1.3 or 1.2 m. So that's pretty good, I would say. That's pretty anyway. Yeah, I'm just thinking your praises.
Yeah.
You can't go wrong with the tokenomics, and I would like that.
Yeah, for sure. And before I talk about the tokenomics, I just kind of want to touch on those key points that you were speaking about a little bit earlier with the Telegram. And that's kind of, again, you're hitting the nail on the head with our overall ethos of slowing the heck down, right? You already said it. In a lot of other telegrams, when you join, you see the stickers, the emojis, the gifs, bye 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 bye. Everyone's freaking out and going crazy. And if you don't maintain that kind of energy and things start to slow down, you create a lot of
Exactly.
anxiety in a lot of people, and people are so addicted and they're so used
Yeah.
to that
Yeah.
dopamine and that fast-paced rush. And that's something we don't necessarily want to be delivering to our audience. We don't want to deliver that sort of mindset and that sort of dopamine rush to our community, because we are a place that is focusing on slowing down and really growing a grassroots community from the right way, the ground up. Buddha is really, we've been saying this since the pre-sale. We are focusing on building the world's largest Buddha representation community with cryptocurrency from the ground up. We don't have a lot of big partners. We don't have a lot of influencers. We're not, I'm just a random Joe Schmo on the internet. I am doxxed, and a lot of people do personally know me a lot. But we're not these big players that's coming into the space with a lot of marketing. So we're really trying to set our community's expectations right from the get go, and I think that speaks on the maturity that you're talking about, which is, when we tell you the day you come into our space, hey, this is a place to slow down. Yes, we are in crypto. Yes, we're in Web3, but we're not going to cater to you the same way a lot of these other telegrams and crypto meme coin communities do, with the fast pace and the rush of buy, 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 and the stickers and the emojis and the moon pictures. We're really going to take this slow. We're really going to take this, step by step. Um, Moving on into the tokenomics,
Yeah.
just really fast, because sometimes tokenomics can be a little boring for people. We do have a basic 1% buy and 1% sell tax. And the reason why we have this is we need funding. At the end of the day, this is a business, and your business will fail if you can't generate revenue. That's just a fact. If you don't believe in generating revenue for a business, you're very naive, and your business will fail. So what we do with this revenue that we generate, 100% of it, it all goes towards marketing to grow this project, to get more eyes on the project. So that we can get more and more people in, and we can, build a bigger family and grow more friends. We're very, very transparent with the where we spend this money. And as I mentioned earlier, how we are trying to bring more community members into the core team for the most part with the Lotus Lounge. a lot of the times the people in the Lotus Lounge are the ones telling us, where do we spend this money? How do we spend this money that we're getting from the taxes? So even when it comes down to spending that tax generated revenue, it's not just a decision made behind closed doors for the most part. It is very involved with a lot of people in the community. So that's the 1% buy and sell tax. That's how that's operated. It's very transparent. And we even have a ENS set up for it, just buddhamarketing.eth, so that if anyone is wondering, hey, how much money do we have? Because it is our money, it's the community's money. How much money do we have to spend on this next big experience, this next big adventure? You can just check. You don't need to remember a random string of 0x03EF, blah, blah, blah. You know, we made it easy and put an ENS on it so that anyone can track it. And that's a part of us providing that transparency to the team or from the team also. The rest of the tokenomics is very standard stuff. And it's inside of the white paper as well on our website. Um, we have allocated about 30 billion tokens to help us get listed on exchanges or with other business partners. And we have reserved about 20 billion tokens to specifically give away to the community. We're looking at doing things like airdrops, which is also in the white paper's roadmap. And we are also just looking at doing frequent giveaways. We launched a program called the Buddha Moon Phase giveaway, where I think it's just a really cute idea, where it's about roughly once a week or every new phase of the moon. Again, it's about once a week. We will announce the giveaway on the new moon phase. And generally the amount is about $50 to $100 per person. And sometimes we pick around one winner or up to three winners. And the rules are simple. All you really have to do is follow us, like and retweet the post, and that's it. And this is a perpetual giveaway. So it's going to last um, we right now, we know it's gonna last for the entirety of the rest of the year, and then after that, we'll reevaluate, but the idea is to make this truly perpetual where it does not ever end. But right now, we have the funds allocated to provide and support, enough giveaways to last us for the whole year. So that's what we have about allocated, the 20 billion for giveaways, 30 billion for, centralized exchange listing and business partner support. Um, Everything else is gone
But
into the
that's it.
liquidity.
Sorry. Can I cut you short a little bit there?
Yeah, of
The,
course.
the this is, this 30 and 20 billion is taken from a total of I'm guessing 100 billion.
Yes. That is
Okay. Yes,
correct. So
continue.
we have the 30 billion and 20 billion for the centralized exchange and for the community giveaway, that is a total of 50 billion. And then we have another 50 billion that is already either in the Uniswap liquidity pool or in the hands of people. So that makes a total of 100 billion, and that is the real circulating supply. And of course, we have a big burn this summer, right after the Bitcoin halving, hopefully in the middle of DeFi Summer 2.0, we'll be doing a 90% supply burn. 900 billion tokens will be burned in May of this summer. So we're hoping that, really this will, just full transparency, this is a big marketing stunt for the most part, right? It's not going to be a buyback and burn. We already have these tokens, but everyone gets excited about big burns. And, burning 90% of the supply is still going to lead to a supply shock. And at the end of the day, that's going to generate a lot of hype, a lot of attention, just to get a lot of eyes on the project.
Yeah.
Jesus Coin did this as well, and we saw them run from about a $10 million market cap to a $90 million market cap just on the marketing alone from them burning 80% of their supply. So if they did that burning 80%, we're wondering, what kind of achievements can we have with burning 90% of our supply? So that's kind of where the mindset and methodology is behind the tokenomics and the burns. And, if the
Yeah.
community decides that they want us to do a buyback and burn when we are at that point in the future, we can definitely use the marketing funds that we generate from the buy and sell tax to buy back and burn. We are a fully homegrown community run project and we listen to the voice of the people. So it really is about what do you guys want? What do you want from us? How can we make you happy? We're in a position of customer service. We're providing a service to the community, and we are all here helping each other. Um, and again,
Yeah.
I know I'm kind of going over tokenomics too much now,
No,
so I'll let you go
I
for the next question.
see. The thing is, I do need you to, you know, go over, some things. So I think I do appreciate this, kind of AMA, this kind of AMAs more because, instead of me, trying to break down this like we are all new to crypto. Okay, so what's the 2%, the 1% allocated to? Okay, so you get what I mean? There's no that's too
Yeah,
much, padding because we literally are not new here, so we kind of do know how it should be. So if I say since I asked you for the tokenomics and you were like there's a tax available, you followed through with the tax is meant for this, so that's perfect. Man, I do not have any problems with what you're doing. So keep it up.
yeah, thank
Um,
you. Yeah, and I try to be as transparent as possible. We're a very open community. We have nothing to hide. We KYC, we're audited. I'm personally doxxed. Um, we just want to we our intentions behind Buddha Coin is what we believe is if we are all a genuine people and we are just, a little vulnerable with ourselves, we kind of open our arms out to the world and say, "Hey, this is what we're doing. This is what we're working on." We feel like that sort of genuineness, that realness, it attracts other people. It's going to bring other people in who are going to see that we're a legit team. This is a legit community, and they're going to want to get on board and help this thing grow. We're in the infancy phase of this project. I see we have a lot more guests listening to the call now. Just to reiterate, we're only about 2.5 weeks old and we just crossed about 650 holders, and we're holding that $1 million market cap strong. We got about $400,000 worth of liquidity to support the buys and the sells. And I think the reason why we're doing this well, and the reason why we've gotten here as soon as we launched, is because we are being a very genuine project. It's because we are providing so much transparency to our community. When people come in with questions, we just tell them the answers. We don't have anything to hide. If you have questions, you can talk to me all day. I will call you and we can talk on voice. Whatever you need, we're here to provide and support. And we just ask and hope that you stay in this tiny little community with us and you just sort of help us grow. And if you like the message and the vibe and the ethos behind Buddha, that's great. You don't have to be a Buddhist. You don't have to um, worship Buddha or anything like that. Again, this is really just a mindset about philosophy. And one of my favorite things is listening in on our weekly meditation spaces when the guys talk about some of these philosophy principles about, you know, non-attachment. And I think that's such a big deal because, especially if you live in America or if you are heavily influenced by American media or American social media, you know, is very manipulative. It's constantly telling you you need to consume, 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 buy this, buy that. It's like they're trying to tell you what you need to do to be happy. And I think that's the last thing that we need in our society is someone else telling you where you need to spend your money to find happiness. And with Buddha, we're just trying to foster a place where we look inside ourselves to find happiness. And we try to teach those principles to other people.
that's awesome. That's awesome, man. That's very awesome.
Thank you.
Um, yeah. So you did mention, airdrops, while you were talking about, tokenomics. I'm sorry,
Mhm.
I'm going to throw us back a little bit. Okay, so you
Yeah.
did mention airdrops. I don't know if there's a, a sort of, prerequisite to be eligible to this for these airdrops? So at least if the audience here can participate if they are eligible.
Yeah, so the way that airdrops are, we're we're honestly not I cannot make this up. We've been having team meetings about this for about the past 72 hours about how we can properly execute on these airdrops. We have announced a business partnership. Um, it's with a big corporation. I honestly, you guys, when I read that contract, it's very tight-lipped. When we signed the non-disclosure agreements, the NDAs, the language that they used in there was basically saying, you can't say a thing, you can't tell anyone that you're working with us. You can't do anything until we officially make joint partnership announcements together. But the most I can say is that we have partnered with a pretty nice corporation to help grow the Buddha experience, and we're going to be working with them in identifying key metrics and strategies on how we can execute this airdrop to achieve the maximum potency. So as far as being eligible for the airdrop, I honestly can't tell you that criteria just right now because we're still having internal talks with just the core team. And then we still have to schedule those meetings with our business partners and get their advice and get their experience and knowledge on, they've done airdrops before. What do they know about how to do this effectively to reach the maximum audience? Especially with the budget that's our size, since we're such a small, niche community. So I wish I could tell you more about how to be eligible for the airdrop, but as soon as we wrap up the rest of these meetings, we'll definitely tell our community. We'll make announcements in the Telegram, on Twitter, on Discord. We'll blast it full so that everyone knows this is what you need to do to receive the airdrop. The only thing I can kind of speculate right now is that if you're in the community, you are probably going to be eligible to receive an airdrop just by being here. But again, I can't even give a 100% promise on that because we haven't concluded all of our business meetings just yet going over all of this. I can heavily speculate that that's what it's going to be, at least one of the criteria. But again, I can't give you any certainties right now.
All right. That's all right. I do understand.
Mhm.
Trying to keep your plans private for you know certain reasons. So
Yeah, you don't want
that's
anyone stealing your ideas.
yeah, yeah, yeah. It's very, especially in the crypto space. I feel like it's very easy to do here. You just come up with a baby Buddha and have utilities that Buddha was planning to create. So that's all right. Okay, yeah.
You're right.
Yeah. Okay. So moving forward, I was wondering, since you mentioned NDAs and stuff like that. These are very you know I would say serious ways to go about a project, which is nice. So I kind of maybe think of audits, which are also a nice way to kind of foster what was the word, trust, basically, from the community
Yeah.
and from investors and potential investors. So have you guys done something like that? Any audits that has been done, or are there any plans of an upcoming audit?
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. I think that, the fact that we are audited is how we were able to get in with this. I wish I could tell you who our business partners were. Um, I can tell you if you're into meme coins, especially the trending ones right now, you would know who these people are. Um, and I think that's primarily why I can't say anything, but these guys wouldn't be working with us if we didn't have everything in order already, if we didn't have, all of our ducks in a row. Um, so yeah, we have received an audit. I believe our audit badge is on CoinMarketCap. Let me just look that up really fast here. Let me just go to coinmarketcap.com. And then let's type in Buddha here. Yeah, so if you pull up the Buddha page on CoinMarketCap
Oh, awesome,
and just
awesome.
scroll down on the left, you'll see our Cyberscope audit is attached on our profile there.
Okay, okay.
And
Cyberscope
and
is
Cyberscope
they have some reputation, I'd say. So that's good.
Yeah, Cyberscope has a pretty nice reputation. It was not cheap to get audited by them, and it was not cheap to have them do the KYC on our team either. And that's I think that also helps provide a little bit of trust, because we have been professionally audited. Our contract is audited, and if you go in and look at that KYC with Cyberscope, it clearly tells you. Sorry, one second, my cat. My cat
That's
is
okay.
doing something weird. I am so sorry. Okay, he's okay. Um,
Yeah.
sorry, I just lost my train of thought there. Oh yeah, with the KYC, sorry, my cat's just being a little funny. I'll just ignore him. With KYC, if you go into the Cyberscope page, that covers the Buddha KYC, they'll tell you the information that these guys have on us. They have our photos, our driver's license, they know where we live, they have our bills, they have videos of us, they have our professional working LinkedIn profile pages, and we have to sign a clause that says if anything malicious happens at all with the Buddha contract, they're going to release all of that data to the public. It's all going out. So that's
Yeah.
also just gonna help build another layer of trust, and I don't know about you, but I don't wanna lose my job. I don't wanna get fired, I don't wanna go to jail.
Yeah.
So that's just, another layer of that trust, with the team to the general public so that, you don't need to. It's almost like, the whole ethos of DeFi is don't trust, verify. Well, how can you verify that you can trust this team? Well, we've been professionally audited and we've also given up a lot of KYC information to our auditors also for the KYC badge.
Right. All right. Thank you. Thank you. That was good and detailed as usual. So thank you. By the way,
Mhm.
is your cat by any chance an orange cat? That's
N Oh,
there is a
no, no, it's even worse. I know that there's a reputation with orange cats for being, like, absolutely crazy, but do you know the
yeah.
reputation of black cats?
I know, I'm from Nigeria, so here over here the reputation for black cats is, being kind of demonic. We kind of love the extremes here. So,
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah, in America, they kinda have that sort of reputation as they're a little more associated with, things like, Halloween and witchcraft and
yeah,
stuff like that, but also
yeah.
just, like, black cats are just crazy.
That's interesting. That's interesting.
But
Anyway,
yeah,
yeah, thank you, thank you.
I have a black cat that we got from my wife's mother's barn. My wife has a lot of horses. I know we're not here to talk about my wife and my personal life, but she's got a lot of horses, and we've got a little barn. And there's a little litter of kittens that popped up one day, and my wife came home with the cat, and I told her, "Get that thing out of this house," and she didn't. So now we have
uh,
another cat.
justice for black cats, man. Justice for black cats. Anyway, yeah, yeah. Let's moving on. Okay, so also I did have a question about NFTs. I do know that
Yeah.
memes generally and typically kind of are the best avenues for NFTs, especially when it's utility based, and it also kind of gives you ownership of the meme in a way that actually benefits. I guess if I don't know if you understand where I'm going, but yeah, there's a sort of thing with NFTs that if it's better suited for memes especially. So I don't know if you guys plan on, which is fine if you aren't, but I don't know if you guys plan on doing NFTs along the line, even though that's not something you guys have
Yeah,
initially
yeah,
like
absolutely.
thought of that. Yeah,
NFTs
come on.
are NFTs are something that we are excited about. We do understand that, they're a new technology that really took the DeFi Web3 space by storm, especially the last cycle. I think that really the way our team has kind of looking at NFTs and are sort of approaching them is more from an ecosystem perspective. Um, we sort of feel like Sorry, one second. Is he okay? All right. Sorry, my wife is checking out my cat because he's acting funny again here. But with the NFTs, our team is sort of looking at them from an ecosystem approach. A little bit more, how can we fuse the NFT's utility to go hand in hand with our token a little bit? Um, Obviously, because we are only about 2.5 weeks old, launching an NFT is not something that's on our immediate roadmap right now, but that is something that we are looking to in the future. A little bit right now, a little more immediately, if I could tell you, we are trying to move a little more forward with executing on the stuff that's in our white paper, specifically along the airdrop type things. But the NFT stuff, once we grow and probably get listed on a few exchanges, that is something that around that point in time, that's when we would kind of start exploring those NFTs. And people on our team have done dynamic NFTs before, launched them, created them, generated them, transformed them on the blockchain. A lot of NFTs nowadays can, update their metadata to gain, maybe your NFT started out as a baby and then it grew up into an adult, right? Those type of dynamic attributes with NFTs. But we're really looking at how can we tie this into the Buddha ecosystem a little bit more and really kind of create a cyclical ecosystem so that if you participate in one side of it, it also grows the other side. And we're trying to figure out how to do reflexive dynamic things along that matter. But we are excited about NFTs. We are jotting down notes and having small conversations around them. But our main focus right now is really trying to execute on growing the holder count, growing the community, growing the meditation spaces, growing the philosophy teachings, and trying to execute on this airdrop that we're wanting to do.
Awesome. That's awesome. Yeah, that's
Thank
good.
you.
That's good. And yeah, my last question before I open this up to one or two community questions. Question for the community basically. So
Mhm.
yeah, there was something you mentioned, you guys have on your white paper educational series basically. Buddha meets blockchain. So
Mhm.
this is supposed to be like some weekly educational contents, on DeFi, ERC 20 tokens basically. So is there something you can say on that? What does that entail basically?
Yeah, absolutely. So we know that cryptocurrency for us is probably a big world, right? There's so many things you can do. You can go yield farming, you can make NFTs, you can play in the metaverse. There's so many different things you can do. You can go on different layer twos and wormholes and side chains. Um, it may seem like a big world for us, but it really is. We're in an echo chamber. It's so small. You go down the street, you ask someone, "Hey, do you know what a NFT is?" They'll say, "You mean those pictures?" They don't know. They don't even know how to buy it. They don't know what OpenSea is. You can ask someone what is an NFT, they might know it's a JPEG. You ask anyone, "Do you know what OpenSea is?" They won't have a clue. You ask someone, "Do you know what an ERC20 is?" They're not going to know. Ask them, "What is an altcoin?" They're not going to even know what the definition of altcoin is. So for as the way we see it, the general public is they're not here yet. And I know we're probably all tired of hearing this phrase, but we really are so early to this entire space, this entire emerging market that is Web3 and cryptocurrencies. And we know that, if we can attract people from, I'm going to call it the outside world, and bring them into here, we're going to have to do a lot of heavy lifting on just explaining to them what in the heck is a MetaMask? What's a wallet? What's a hot wallet? What's a cold wallet? How do you secure these things? What's a private key? What is a seed phrase? How do you delete your ledger and then restore it? Um, how do you buy
Yeah,
using Uniswap? How do you buy using CalSwap? How do you get on exchanges? What are exchanges? Just all of these basic crypto 101 type things because there's going to be Oh, especially with the Bitcoin ETF getting approved, a lot of people in America are going to start having Bitcoin in their 401ks, and that could kind of be like the a gateway drug, if you will, that will lead people into wondering, hey, this crypto thing has been happening for a long time now. I've got it in my retirement account. Maybe I should explore a little bit more of it. And if, we do find these people and we kind of bring them in, especially into the Buddha community, we just want to make sure that we're able to give them that education and the tools that they're going to need to be safe in this environment and to navigate these Web3 waters tactfully and carefully.
Okay, yeah, thank you. I do appreciate. By the way, is this are these teachings going to be sort of teach from teachers, from like third party teachers? Are you guys going to be inviting, you know, already established teachers, or you are basically going to do this in-house? Basically, I do think it's not only a good idea, but it's also something very, flexible, because you don't need to be like a renowned blockchain creator to kind of teach some. I can teach some DeFi related you concepts,
Yeah.
which is good. But are you guys planning on keeping that in house, or you guys are trying to branch out to third party teachers and stuff?
Yeah, I think what we're really going to try to do here is make sure that we focus on our bread and butter, which is community. We're going to really leverage our people who want to stand up and do more work for Buddha. And if we can identify those members who maybe someone in the community says, hey, maybe during the next meditation space, let's allocate and block off 20 minutes of time since we have received a new wave of people. I want to teach them about Coinbase Wallet and how you can buy Buddha on Coinbase Wallet. A lot of people don't know how to do that. There's going to be a multifaceted approach to how we go about the educational things with the Buddha. Um, if there's real life teachers who are in the community that want to do a sort of teaching session, we can definitely talk about what that will entail, the criteria behind it, and get that scheduled. But right now, I think it's more going to revolve around hitting our Telegram with, guides and tutorials, putting guides and tutorials in our Discord, putting them on our meditation spaces live on X, putting them on our YouTube channel. We're really just going to be kind of um, putting this information everywhere so that we kind of slowly build a large foundation of education in multiple different places. We don't want to kind of centralize it in one place so that we're making go, oh, well, only you can receive this education if you join the meditation. We don't want it to be that way. We want it to also just, if you have some free time and you just happen to be browsing YouTube, check out the Buddha Coin YouTube channel. Maybe you'll learn, just some new little Web3 tips and tricks on there too. We haven't really flushed out the YouTube channel too much just yet. We do have an AMA on there, but we are looking to get some more tutorials uploaded on just, how to download MetaMask. Um, can you hear me still? Sorry, my computer just started
Yeah,
lagging.
I can't hear you. I can't hear you.
Okay.
I can't hear
Thank
you.
you. Yeah, just how to download MetaMask and how to do MEV blocking. I'm sure a lot of people here just heard me say MEV blocking. They're asking, what is an MEV blocker? Have you guys heard of Jarrett from Subway, the famous MEV bot? You guys, every time you buy and do a sell on Uniswap or any of your favorite dexes, there's so many maximum extractable value bots that are in these protocols. And basically, the way an MEV bot works is whenever you queue up a transaction, say, I want to buy $100 worth of Buddha. Well, the bot will detect that you're about to buy $100 worth of Buddha, and it will pay a node operator to cut the line and get one step in front of you. So it'll buy the $100 worth of Buddha the moment before you do. And if they bought it first, they technically made the price go up. So your $100 may go down to only being able to buy $99 worth of Buddha. And who would you buy that $99 worth of Buddha from? Well, the bot that cut in line. So how do you protect yourself from these bots? Getting MEV blockers all this type of information, I'm very well versed in Web3, and that's one of the things that I plan on educating our audience in our community a lot on is how to just how to protect yourself. I'm also cybersecurity certified, so I'm really am trying to just help people in our community navigate these Web3 oceans a lot more smoothly and to not get scammed and to not get front run by bots. If you guys want to learn more about MEV bots and front running, I would highly recommend that you guys just Google that information and check it out, or later on join the Buddha Telegram or Discord, and we can talk about it all day because I'm very fascinated with this topic, and I can nerd out and talk about it for hours.
I like that. I like that. The passion is, is something that I guess is you cannot replace. You can't replace passion. You can't. It's indispensable. I would say. So
Yeah,
yeah
absolutely.
there's someone raising their hands up. I'll say Sadiq. Yeah, let me unmute you so you can. Okay, Sadiq,
Yeah,
you
hello, good
are.
evening, guys.
Hello.
Yeah, yeah.
Hi, B. Apologies, there might be some background interferences because I'm actually outside. Um, Actually, I didn't quite follow the A.M.A from the start, but before I went to your website, before I actually got muted, I didn't have quite enough time to actually go through the white paper either. So I apologize if I might be asking, repeated questions or something like that. I just want to first start kick up with, the concept of you guys actually, bringing up, the coin, you know, in the first place. I mean, what might have, inspired certain, because I also saw you guys, the chill home and stuff. So, it kind of got me wondering. I mean, you know, all whether, when it comes to Buddha, it has to do with, meditation, the peaceful, vibes, and anything that has to do with, tranquility and stuff like that. So it got me wondering, with the chill home, and just a little information I saw on your website, it might have something to also, do with, probably, should I say maybe, of course, helping people attaining some sort of, you know, um, should I say, some sort of level in life, that has to do something with maybe, sure, on a nutshell, do you guys actually have maybe like a real life utility that to do with maybe homes and, helping people, acquire or achieve some sort of peaceful life and stuff like maybe helping people and stuff like that?
Yeah, so I'm sorry, your mic because I think because you are outside, at least for me, your connection was a little unstable. So for a little bit of parts of that, you sounded kind of robotic. But I'm just going to try to repeat your question back just to make sure I understood it properly. You're asking about how are we potentially going to try and impact other people's lives in the real world? Are you kind of more meaning like in terms of like charity and stuff like that, perhaps?
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, because I was trying to link it up with the concept of the Buddha in the first place. Yeah, why you had to make it in the Buddha coin, and for the fact that Buddha is known to be a god of tranquility and some sort of meditation stuff like that. Yeah. So I was kind of wondering if you guys got a real life maybe utility that has something attached to that. Since you also have, I mean, I saw chill home on your website, so kind of got me wondering if there gonna be something like that.
I am so sorry. Ziggy, did you
Did
hear
you get
what
it, B?
Sadiq is
Sorry.
saying? He's cutting out so
Yeah,
bad
yeah,
for me. I can't hear him at all.
yeah. I think his network is a little bad. So let me repeat it from the best I understand. So he's kind of asking, since this is kind of a project that deals with peace and calmness, tranquility, the concept of Buddha and Buddha's principles. Is there like something you guys have you know planned or have done in the past in real life to kind of spread this message, not only in like words but like in actions? Basically, has there been some sort of I would say charity, for example? Has there been some sort of therapy to people who need it? For, you get what I mean. I don't know if you get this
Yeah,
tease, but that's what he
I
was basically
gotcha.
trying to. Yeah,
Yeah, right. So, as far as making a real big impact on people's lives in the real world, I think that right now, just because again we are only about 2.5 weeks old, the most viable and financially affordable approach we can have to this right now is through our Twitter meditation spaces that we have on X. We do invite people to join us to, you know, sit down and take this meditation course or lesson or structure by a community member so that they can learn how to, get their head into a calming state or learn, maybe they're having a lot of problems with letting go, a lot of regret. And these are the sort of topics and meditations that some of our community members have focused on. As far as reaching out to people in the real world and trying to make a bigger impact, we have found a couple of websites that we're interested in communicating with to help them with donations. Recently, we saw that there's even a lot of places that could use clean water, and it's not that expensive to help them build infrastructure for clean water. And we could definitely use the funds from our marketing wallet to approach that right now. But again, whenever we come to uh, doing impacts on the real world, such as donations and charity events and stuff like that. Because I am American and a lot of people on our team are American, we have to be very careful with compliance with the IRS. If we are taking money from our marketing wallet and we convert that Ethereum into dollars, that is a taxable event. And we just need to make sure that we understand the legalities behind all of this and how to properly pay our taxes whenever we are at a large enough state that we can do something like that. Again, right now, just doing all that paperwork and all that R&D is something that we are looking into doing, but it's just a little bit going to be a little bit later down the road because right now we're more focusing on getting our meditation spaces up and running, getting them stabilized on a weekly set schedule on Twitter. And that is kind of how we're providing that real world utility in a digital way. Again, Buddha is all about blending the real world with this Web3 world, blending the real world faith with Web3 currencies. And I think that hosting these spaces on Twitter is going to be the key to igniting that success.
that's awesome. That is awesome.
Thank you.
Despite network rugging Sadiq, I think his question was a good one. So I think we do have our first winner. And I think we should,
Yeah.
wrap this up here around here because I do have something to get to. And it has been a nice time here. You did it, man. You did it. So
Oh, yeah.
yeah,
Thank you.
is there something else you want to? Yeah, you're welcome. Welcome. Is there something else you would like to, kind of round us up with?
Yeah, I can kind of do a little closer here. Then I'll let you in the space. I just wanted to thank you so much for giving me the time to speak in front of your community, Blue Neon Crypto. There's a ton of people in here. The space is fluctuated. There's 24 people in at the very end of this space. So I just want to say hi to everyone in that's joined. And if you guys enjoyed this AMA, if you feel like I'm a pretty cool person, check out Buddha Coin. Come into our Telegram. I'm not asking you to buy anything. Just come and say hi. Just hang out with us. And if you like the gang and you like spending time with us, you know, maybe figure out ways to join the team and put in a little bit of effort. It's a community run project. If you got 10 minutes of free time, we can find some work for you to do. There's so much work that needs to be done. We can get you guys we can get you in the mud really fast. Whether that is making memes, shilling, networking with other people, any kind of talent that you may have, we're completely open. We're very accepting. And again, we're just looking for a place for people to just come and chill. Thank you so much for having me, Ziggy.
You are very welcome. You are very welcome. All right. I just ended the recording there. That was awesome.